Hey everyone, welcome to ETA 56 Days Tools for an Empowered Mindset. We have 41 days to go, and today is about making peace with what is, accepting where you are, where you currently stand on any topic in your life. It's really about finding balance between, pushing yourself, going forward, succeeding, striving, and living, being present, remembering what really matters to you, slowing down, savoring, easing back, aligning, trusting, nurturing yourself, ease and flow. I've noticed that in my life, I'm constantly finding balance between those two states. And it's no wonder when I was going through the coaching program with Tony Robbins, we were taking a quiz for figuring out which of the six human needs is most dominant in us. And my answer was growth. So, growth is incredibly important to me as an individual. And Tony Robbins actually says that all of our happiness is linked to growth. So every human being needs to feel a sense of growth in order to feel fulfilled. It's just a matter of like the amount that's necessary differs from person to person. So, growth or progress is often tied to action. So, you catch yourself thinking, am I doing enough? Am I progressing? Am I moving forward in my life? Has anything even changed since last year? Sometimes it's very specific to a particular area in your life. If you feel like you keep falling into the same potholes, like you're dating the same guys over and over again, or you do poorly financially and then you catch up and then you catch yourself in a slump again. Or same thing with emotions. If you worked through depression and you're doing really well and all of a sudden you kind of fall into a slump again, sometimes we have that feeling that we really haven't even progressed, that we haven't changed, that we haven't learned. So, progress, change, growth, really important. However, as much as I have a lot of drive and enthusiasm, I definitely have noticed that I cannot be on the accelerator in my life 24/7. It really wears you out. So I notice that I've been pushing myself too much when I feel overwhelmed or stressed, if I'm feeling frustrated or anxious or irritated, that kind of thing. That's when I notice, ooh, I might have just been pushing myself a little bit too much. I might have let this need for growth have taken over just a little bit more. I need to kind of counterbalance with a little bit more ease and flow and trusting. Oh, also, when I notice that I'm working really hard at something and it doesn't seem to come together, almost like the harder I work on it, the more things go wrong, or the more I see that it's just not falling into place. That's definitely a clear indicator that I'm kind of a little too far off balance, that I'm pushing a little too much and not making peace with what is and kind of trusting and letting my life come to me, letting the universe fill it in, letting really what it's about is energy alignment. Energy alignment versus action. We do need both in our lives because we are in a physically manifested world. So if we don't take any actions, it's going to be a little difficult to create the life that you desire. But first and foremost, and especially to balance it out, we have to have energy alignment. I mean, gosh, you hear Abraham Hicks talk about it all the time, saying you are putting in way too much work if you are out of balance. No amount of work can make up for an imbalance in your energy, because it's almost like you're trying to floor it, pushing the accelerator through the bottom of your car, and at the same time, you're standing on your brake. Your car is probably not going to go anywhere. So that's the thing about energy alignment. Same thing. If your energy isn't aligned, it's like you're standing on the brake. Nothing is going to move forward. So the first thing that I do when I notice that I'm kind of out of balance with this is I ask myself, I remind myself, what really matters to me, what matters most in my life. I don't know if you've read a book by Brendan Burchard, or he talks about it often in his YouTube videos. He has his phrase of, did I live? Did I love? Did I matter? And that's because he was in a pretty severe accident, and he kind of saw his life flashing before his eyes. And those are kind of the questions that came to him of like, gosh, if my life was to end right now, did I live? Did I love? And did I matter? So, not to be overly dramatic, and definitely don't put a lot of feel and visualization into this, but if you were to die tomorrow, do you feel like you've had a full life? Do you feel like you've experienced everything that you wanted to experience? And if not, write down at least the top 3 or 5 things that come to your mind right now that says, no, I'm not ready to go. I haven't experienced this or this or this. What is it that really, really matters to you that you think about to say, this is what would really make my life whole, or what would really fulfill me in my life? So many times we think about those things way too late, when we're on our deathbed and we're thinking, oh my gosh, I could have made so much more of my life. Imagine if you can think about this right now and think, what would make my life worth it? What is it that I really want? So, how can I reconnect with the core of me, with who I really am, with what I desire this life to be? Who do I want to be? What do I want to experience? See, even just directing my thoughts in that direction already feels better, because you've kind of let go of this, oh my gosh, I'm so stuck, I'm not progressing, I'm not moving forward, I'm not feeling accomplished, I'm not feeling like I'm succeeding. Already moving those thoughts to what is actually important in my life, what actually matters, what do I want in the long term, that already feels so much better. I was also thinking you could look back on 48 days to go. We were talking about power words. Those are 3 to 5 words that kind of sum up who you want to be on a daily basis, how you want to live your life, how you want to experience your life. Also, look on 43 days to go, 7 key areas of your life. We discussed the 7 key areas of your life, and you can kind of go back through that to say, where is my current focus? Is it in the right place? Am I focused on this wanting to get something done, and yet that's really not where my focus needs to be right now? This other thing in my life is a whole lot more important. Sometimes when things are uncomfortable, let's say, you're in a relationship and just really need to have a talk with your mate, and yet it's going to be difficult, or you're worried about the outcome, you actually pick on something smaller in your life. Like, for example, oh, I just can't lose weight. I can't progress in my health, something like that. Sometimes we hyper focus on smaller things in our life when we really don't want to deal with bigger things. So, going through kind of this checklist of 7 key areas of your life kind of reminds you, ooh, is my focus in the right place, or am I just misplacing it at the moment? Also, once you've kind of identified what's going on, ask yourself, how can I work on this and feel more ease at the same time? How can I be okay with where I am right now? How can I be okay with not being at the finish line right this second? How can I be okay with not having accomplished everything I wanted to have accomplished by now in my life, or for this month, or for this year? Can I find more joy in the journey? Can I find more inspiration on the journey? Can I find more fun on the journey? Can I find more power and more value in the journey? Because this journey is valuable to me. I trust that it is. Otherwise, I wouldn't have chosen it consciously or subconsciously, and I wouldn't continue to choose it. Remind yourself that you have the power every day in your life to choose what you are focusing on and what you're working on and how you're thinking about it. Those are always choices and decisions that you can make. You are the deliberate creator of your reality. And then to kind of bring it back around to what we're talking about today, being okay with where you are, where you stand right this moment. It's a great mantra that Abraham Hicks always mentions. I am where I am, and that's okay. I am where I am, and that's okay. Truly making peace with where you are in this moment on any and every topic. And it doesn't mean that you won't reach for more. Sometimes when I first started on this, it's like, well, how can I make peace with this when I'm so not where I want to be in this area of my life? And I almost felt like if I made peace with it, then I wouldn't have the drive to reach for more. And for me, feeling like I won't have the drive or the passion to go for it would feel very it would be really hard for me. So I was kind of resistant to actually making peace. And then a great thing that Abraham Hicks always says is it's like a navigation system. You have to put in, or the navigation system has to know where you are in this moment, and then it can calculate the route to where you want to go. So your current place where you are is actually incredibly important to this equation. So the more you can embrace where you are in the moment, the faster you're going to be able to go where you really want to go. And it's just a matter of just making peace within you. It's not even necessarily making peace with the situation or the point where you stand. It's really about making peace within yourself to say, I'm okay with me right now. I love myself unconditionally, even though I'm not at this other place where I want to go. I accept myself for who I am, and I know that there's so many more great things to come in my life, and I'm willing to reach for those. But right now, I am okay with who I am and with where I am, knowing that I can always change anything that I desire. And then just picking a path for the moment where you're just more accepting, you're aligning with yourself, you're trusting that there's more than just your little physical mind and body that's influencing this life. You have so much more influence over your own creation here in life than we often give ourselves credit. So, making peace with where you are and with who you are in this moment just allows you to kind of find that ease again, to find that alignment again, to find that trust again. And from that place, it is so much easier to see opportunities. It's easier to communicate with other people. It's easier to look to see things that maybe you have overlooked because you're in such a driven mindset and that you just didn't notice those smaller details. It's amazing what you will see and be aware of and experience when you are in a state of alignment. So for me, making peace and embracing where I am in the moment always gives me that sense of aligning to myself again. So that's all I have to say. And it's really been incredibly valuable for me to, like I said, constantly find that balance between, when I'm going for it and really action driven, and then when I'm kind of easing back and really just making peace with where I am. And I hope that this will inspire you to some thought and kind of look over your life and see, how am I finding the balance and can I fine tune that? As always, I would love to hear your thoughts and your feedback just on how you're doing, how your life is going, how this is helping you with your challenges. So much for today, and I will catch you tomorrow on ETA 56 Days.